So today we'll be doing a true melee Amara build that I call Acid Slap, and it is my 20th melee Amara save, including fake melee and true melee in my saves list. So I thought of this idea that I want to make a pure corrosive punching Amara build with a flash melter, and so I did. I made this. I don't remember if I made this on stream or not, but I definitely made it. No, it was off stream. Let's just get to the gear. For our punching gun, we have the Psycho Stabber with ASC melee. I couldn't really think of any other anoint. I don't want to do Terror Cryo, even though we're doing Terror. We want to try to do the least bonus elements as we could, just so that the Flash Melter's kills don't get stolen by bonus elements. Because it can happen. I don't know if the Static Charge can steal the kills, but even then, the Static Charge isn't going to be killing. Like, mostly, you will see what we'll be doing. So I couldn't really think of any other anointing for the Psycho Stabber. We also have the same anointing for the Guardian Angel. But you can also do a 150-91 for, actually with Terror Cryo for like Wotan and for bosses with the triple sticky, but you can still use the fish. We have two Guardian Angels on this build now. This one is for punching if you want to do that, but I prefer the Psycho Stabber on this build specifically. The Guardian Angel would be used for bosses with their triple sticky, but you can just use the fish. We have cleared the mines, so we can just chuck fish. No unused dragon needed. But the only fish we have here is Corrosive. Because that's for mobbing whenever something is like, untrue-meleeable, unpunchable. Or when there's like a Corrosive Heavy that can just chuck a fish, a Corrosive one, or a Corrosive Heavy, with a Static Charge and it'll kill them. So we can do that. Create the MP5 for movement speed, Face Puncher with UR for second winds and for flying mobs. Because we definitely won't be able to hit them easily. For other gear we have level insiders in Corrosive Shock and Fire Shock. For Elemental Projector, for the bosses the triple sticky. And as accessor option for debuffing for true Proving Grounds bosses. Because one sticky won't be enough on this build. For our shield, we're doing a triple absorb Corrosive Old God with AC Terror. This will buff our corrosive damage, and it won't steal any kills because it's not a bonus element. It's a direct boost to our elemental damage, so that'll be good. I mean, you could also just do like a Beskar to reflect enemy bullets to have more survivability, but absorb on an old god is still fine. For class mode, we're doing a Phaserker with +5 clarity. That's gonna be for when we're not doing damage for HP regen, and I also don't want to do Conflux, so that's when I'm bossing with the triple sticky and I self that myself, I don't get fucked by a random fire dot that comes from Conflux. So yeah, for the passives we're doing splash damage radius, splash damage and action skill cooldown rate. You can also do melee damage, but we already have a lot of melee damage on this build. Action skill damage, melee, I mentioned that. But I decided to do cooldown, cause we're not doing Avatar. And if our RNG sucks with Combo Breaker, this would be helpful to get back Tested Bind quickly. So I decided to go with cooldown rate on the action skill. And for our artifact, like I said, we're doing a Flash Melter Static Charge with corrosive damage, action skill cooldown, and AoE damage. Other passives that are fine are movement speed, melee damage, I guess shock damage for the static charge. But if you've never used the Flash Melter, then it will give us 160% bonus corrosive damage at max stacks. One stack lasts 12.5 seconds, so with Tested Bind it should be pretty easy to stack and keep up. The Flash Melter is also used very often on flag builds that use the Bounty Honor, so like with the Reflux, and in Breath of the Dying, it's very good on the Flashed flag build. But we need to be really careful, because whenever we go down, the Flash Melter stacks go away. So yeah. I'll mention everything here. For other artifacts, we're doing a snowdrift, static charge with double movement speed and AoE damage. That's for movement speed whenever you want to go somewhere fast. Like I'm gonna equip it right now. We also have a cut push launchpad for to get ammo back, but it won't be necessary at all in the build. And for a bossing artifact doing an elemental projectile victory rush with grenade damage, corrosive damage, and AoE damage. That's mainly for the triple sticky. And for our grenades, you can do many grenades. I decided to go with a triple link corrosive fish slab with terror damage and fire rate. But for damage, you can also just wait for a rotated gas core. Because I feel like if you stack up the flash melter, then the gas core could be really fun on this as well. And no explosions though, which is unfortunate because we're not doing anything radiation. But I decided to have one built if I want to do some stuff with it. For utility grenades, we're doing a Quasar, Mesmer, and Piss. All very low level, all with terror damage and fire rate. And also our stickies, our triple stickies in Hyperion, Fire, Shock, Corrosive. Also are with the terror damage and fire rate unknown. That's 35% bonus V1 damage. And Amara doesn't have much V1 damage, so that'll be good. For a skill tree, let's start with blue tree because this is the least points that we spec into a tree. 5 points to do harm for increased action skill damage. That's gonna be good for the Taser Bind Chains. And also, those are just leftover points. 3 points into fast hands for increased. But basically, just quality of life. Reload speed, weapons, fast speed, and mode switch speed. Yeah, basically those are leftover points because we have points in other trees. For orange tree, we're doing 3 points to steady hands for weapon handling and accuracy. That's also for quality of life with the face puncher. Because it's a shotgun, so yeah. 5 points into infusion to have corrosive on our shots. Even though we're already doing illuminated fish, so they'll also just give us corrosive for our face puncher shots. But I also don't want Anima to kill me while I self-death myself with the Insider, because that can happen. 5 points into Tempest for increased elemental damage and for even more splash damage. Pretty much take this on most Amara builds, if not every, that specs somewhat into Orange Tree. I think I have one build that doesn't spec into Orange Tree at all. Not even to get down to the fire element, which is useless. Mostly. Illuminated Fist for a 75% bonus melee damage, and for attuning our melees to our action skill element. So for punching it'll be good, even if they're already doing body and mind. 2 points into Wildfire to spread dots. Like I said, I don't want to do Anima, and Dread will be useless for the build. So I went with Wildfire even if we're not doing explosions for the build. Deep Well for increased mag size with elemental weapons, so this would be good for the Guardian Angel and the Insiders. But indiscriminate. This will be useful for when you shoot the Guardian Angel at that titled by mob, so that the other mobs will also pretty much just get one shot and it will get obliterated. Especially in True Guardian Tech, you can one shot mobs with it. I made a build video on my Guardian Angel Amara build that uses Underneath the Rainbow, Titled Bind, Indiscriminate, all in one build, and just obliterates every mob. So this also be fine for the build. And then I went for 1 point into sustainment for lifesteal, because it's basically guaranteed lifesteal whenever we hit a mob with elemental damage. And like I said, for our action skill, we're doing Tested Bind. Because we don't have access to Tendava, and I said just go with Tested Bind. Like, it's easier for me on true melee builds. But I think I have a true melee build that uses Tendava or like Face Slam, I think. Green Tree, we're doing 3 points into personal space for up to 54% bonus gun in EV2. I don't remember if it works with the face puncher, so I'll need to do testing of video. After I get done with the video, I'll test to see if personal space does apply to the face puncher, and then I'll just leave a comment or like put it in the description. I won't be able to pin the comment because, you know, I allegedly violated community guidelines, so I lost access to advanced features such as pasting links in my video descriptions. Pinning comments, and there's something else that I don't remember. But anyway, 2 points into clarity to get down to the Corrosive element class. We're doing 5 points into arms deal. I don't really want to spec anything else. I'll just say that just the things that I want to spec, because helping hands is kind of bad. And some star we don't need, because that's gun damage and HP regen. HP regen we don't need, but gun damage is... we don't need on the build. The face punch will be fine. Also the HP regen from clarity is just fine, even with 7 points in it. 5 points into arms deal for not a lot of splash damage. This skill is has basically been power crept by heavy rain. But I just root twice I kinda not spec almost never. And also find your center for double melee damage and for increased range. So that for mobs that are like higher up, when we try to bind them, we can easily punch them without needing to jump. And then for puppetry, we're doing 5 points into trusting yourself for quality of life, for low speed, charge speed, weapon swap speed. 5 points into no mistakes in nature for increased melee damage after dodging an enemy. This, we're not doing any cryo stuff, so these 2 skills will be useless, and we don't need up and flow because sustainment, we respect sustainment, so the entire the entire T1 is just maxed out. 5 points to heavy rain for more splash damage and projectile speed, this for melee, and this for quality of life. And then combo breaker to have a chance to use our cooldown whenever we get melee kill. So this should be good for melee. Even though we're already doing expedite, so when we get like 5 kills with 1 tested bind, we'll already pretty much have a 5-second cooldown. Or even less. But whenever we like get 2 kills, then we get less expedite stacks, so combo breaker will be useful to get back action kill faster. And then 5 points to do Joyful Freedom for increased melee damage after activating action skill. We can Fake Grasp to get Joyful Freedom stacks. So we can pre-Fake Grasp, and then go into combat with like 4 stacks of this for 280% bonus melee damage. But I really don't recommend doing that, because that's just rude. And then 5 points into burn both ends for increased elemental damage. And for the bridge, we'll need to do the Mesmer. Cause we'll just keep dying a lot, because there are a lot of mobs on the bridge. And this draws aggro, so we'll need to do the Mesmer, but still have the 75% bonus elemental damage and kinetic damage that this skill gives. So whenever we take damage, we get the stacks. Okay, actually, maybe I shouldn't do the Mesmer, because never mind. 5 points into body and mind for splash damage on the melees. That's pretty much a skill you take on most melee or true melee Amara builds. I know 2 or 3 true melee Amara builds that don't take this skill. And then clear the mind to ignore elemental resistances. Because, like I said, I want this to be a corrosive focused true melee Amara build. Because I thought of this idea at 5 AM, as always. I think of these ideas. And like I said, again, for action skill tested bind, for augment expedite, and for action skill element, Blight Tiger, so corrosive. And for Mecham Tile modifier, shooting Speed Demon, Healer, Avenger, Draw Ranger, and not the face. Because I don't want death scrolls on a true melee build. Oh man, that's a 14 minutes into the video already. Wow. That's just how true melee builds go on this channel. So, right now you can either just punch naturally or just chuck a fist to build up your damage, so you can do this. And now we have damage ready, so now we can wait for mobs. Actually, we can just do this. 2 mobs. It's fine. And now we have terror. Actually, let's just proceed with the takedown. Let's not fuck around with the Ratch. But unfortunately, like I said, no radiation, which means no explosions. Let's get rid of the jetpack commandos. Should we start by we much one-shot most mobs. And when we get dogs, then it's even faster, because armor. Let's do notice bind punching. But like, look, my cooldown is just too fast. Oh, Corrosive Heavy, my favorite. Yush. And another one, my favorite. Yush. See, the static charge just clears. Let's wait for Kraken to come out so we can wash them with Placid Bind. If possible. But first we'll do this. Yush, 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 yush. And now we can get more kills by to keep up our flash. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, that could be fine. Cool. Let's see if we can do a double Valkyrie skip with a fish. Guess we can do that. I had a situation where I almost did it, but it was a single. Because the static charge did stuff on the fish. Oh, I overthrew the fish, okay. We'll just fish the Valkyries. You can definitely punch the Valkyries, but I just don't feel like it. Okay, that is... That's awkward. Because now we should get a pretty hefty groundbreaker from Placid Bind. So you can definitely punch the Valkyries. You can definitely see that the damage is happening. Okay, dogs, quickly. Okay, now fish. Oh, Hill is shielded, so that's... No, okay. This is fish. Cool. I missed my... ties. Boom. Oh, I don't have kills. Now I have. Now I do. Boom. Hey, one punch? Not. Not a one punch. But now we can just pretty much... ball. Okay, Signature Fire is shielded, so we'll just fish. Boom. Cool. No dust call. So we can just... we are free to go. We are free to proceed. We don't need to waste our time to clear the death scroll to not go down. To not get hit by the death scroll while we're respawning while doing the box skip. To not need to mob this shit. It's legit, the boxes take longer than one crystal in True Guardian Takedown. Actually, I shouldn't have said that because now never mind, just ignore that. I don't remember how it is. I remember that boxes are slower than something in True Guardian Takedown. But I decided to not expand on that. Even then, I have a mod that makes crystals charge in 1 second after standing in it. Okay, so now this will be chaotic. This will get really chaotic. Now this will get dog shit really fast. I think we should just stay over here and not go over there, because that's a fucking hazard. Two punch, one punch, one punch. Get the death spheres. Oh, dogs, boom. I know that I'm wasting ASC melee, but that's not death calls. Death spheres are priority number one. Oh. They're my public enemy number one. Bomb. Okay. Oosh. Okay, get the dog. Also, badass dogs are another high priority target. Okay, I thought this would go way worse. I thought this would go like really horribly. This was a pretty chill bridge, to be honest. Honestly surprised. Okay, done. Just do this. No! One more. Okay, how about this? Actually, no, fuck it. We'll do triple stick. Um, triple stick is just very satisfying, you know. So we'll wait for mobs to do stuff. Okay, we can do one. Like in the Kensei build, two. At least now we got I kind of failed this. Oh, I fuck. Oh, I barely got it. Okay, I thought I didn't get it. I'll just let this run out. Oh, okay, that was... What failed? Okay. Not clean at the end, but it wasn't clean at all, actually. It was pretty bad. Oh god. Krill! Actually, I should keep that. I think I have one all anyway. Because that's gonna be for a future video. Mantis. Smog, Baby Maker, Raging Bear. Because Boom. Gibbsworth. Boom. Moonfire, Rack Commander. Charger, Widowmaker, Slowhand, and Texas Boom. As always, I'll leave my save. I'll upload the save file in my Discord, which I'll leave a link to in the description. Actually, it won't be in the description. I should mention that it'll be in the channel description. Because it's still there, you can just copy the link and paste it into your browser. Let's not mention that. Anyway. See you on Wednesday with another build video of another very fun build. That's a kind of a sequel to one of my favorite builds of all time. So see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.